individuals. Mental health, the budget reduces the rates for the early periodic screening, as I described earlier, and eliminates the COLA. This budget also cuts the county Medi-Cal mental health managed care funds by 10%. The impact to Mendocino County is a reduction in mental health funding of approximately $232,000 with no reduction in mandates for services. Prop 36 funding is also on the chopping block. Impact to Mendocino County is $75,800 to Budget Unit 2560, or a possible loss of funding for one FTE deputy probation officer funded from AODP. And then our AB 3632 mandate and state mandates. The governor is proposing, and it isn't the first time, suspension of funding for 2008-09 with exception to claims filed before July 1st. The impact to Mendocino County is zero because the county has previously absorbed these unfunded mandates and costs in our prior years and do not budget for these. We specifically state in our budget instructions for the last 5 years, I would say, the departments do not budget for state mandates or SB 90 reimbursements, so at least we don't do that. On the health care reform proposal, the Senate committee killed the health care reform bill, AB 1, with committee members voting against moving this bill forward to the Appropriations Committee. The governor proposes to gather all stakeholders involved and discuss what issues could arise in the future and not give up on this bill. The elections, as of the January 10th proposal, the reimbursement to our primary election was not included in the January 10th governor's proposal. However, the Department of Finance reporting that it will be included in the budget in the May revision once the numbers are known. So we think that this will be reimbursed. Under law, justice, public safety, the governor proposes a 10% reduction to the rural and small county local assistance programs. The impact is $50,000 to the sheriff's budget 2310. The governor proposes a 10% to levels of support for the COPS program. The impact to Mendocino County is a total of $22,500 in budgets 2313 and 2070, which is the DA's budget and the COPS program budget for the sheriff in total. Excuse me, the JJCPA, or Juvenile Justice Crime Prevention Act, provides for full funding in the proposed budget. The impact to Mendocino County is zero in Budget Unit 2561. However, the LAO is proposing that the JJCPA be eliminated completely. Whether that happens or not, it's to be determined. The juvenile probation camp funding, the government proposes a 10%. The impact to Mendocino County is zero or minimal in Budget 2560. Booking fees, the governor proposes reducing the funding by $3.5 million or 10%. The reduction per AB 1805 would result in forcing the counties to charge a prorated booking fee and charge back to the cities, if applicable, for jail booking fees. The impact to Mendocino County is zero if the fees are charged back to the cities for the difference, or for the additional $30,000 approximately in 2510. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier when I was talking about the impacts to the departments and the jail booking fees and this piece of legislation. Homicide trial funding, if we have homicide trial activity and if it meets the threshold, a 10% reduction on reimbursement would impact Mendocino County. The reimbursement is calculated during the budget process and is not included if the DA, public defender, and alternate defender do meet these requirements. There could possibly be an impact for the next year, but not this coming fiscal year because we don't have any calculations for this. The governor also proposes releasing 2,200 state prison inmates with non-serious and non-sexual offenses and will be scheduled for early release. The impact to Mendocino County is unknown at this time.
Excuse me, Jennifer. That item and the one item just above it that you skipped.
Oh, yes, I did skip that.
Both of those have tremendous impact on this county, I believe. Whether or not it's dollar amount, the impact is a physical impact and should not go unnoticed by this board or the public. The one above that, CalMet, I believe, is the marijuana program. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Well, that certainly has an impact here, and it's out of control now, and this will encourage it to go even farther out of control. The release of 22,000 state inmates again, might not have a dollar impact, but it's gonna have a physical impact here to a certain percentage. So I just wanted that noted for the record.
Okay. And then going back to the public safety CalMet program, the impact to Mendocino County is approximately $25,000 in the CalMet budget unit. However, there could be some additional other impacts to the county. For the agriculture and natural resources, the Williamson Act, as Supervisor Pinchas was talking about, the proposal right now for 2008-09 is the governor proposes a reduction of 10%. The impact to Mendocino County is $60,000 in Budget Unit 1000. However, the LAO is projecting a gradual, or is recommending to the legislator a gradual elimination of the Williamson Act. It doesn't say when, how much, or how they recommend it. Prop 42, per Prop 1A, the governor proposes to fully fund the transfer of the sales tax on gas for transportation in Prop 1A, which was the Prop 42 loan protection guarantee, the first year of Prop 42 payments under Prop 1A repayment. The impact to Mendocino County is approximately $650,000 in Budget Unit 3010, meaning that we will be getting that payment, not an impact of loss, impact of gain. Prop 1B, as I stated earlier on the update, Mendocino County will be receiving $2.6 million. Either we've already got it, I don't know. We did. Okay. Auditor's saying we did. It's in our hands. So it's here.
Did you cash a check yet?
No possibility of bouncing that way.
Under the federal funding, I thought it would be wise to note that the Secure Rural Schools and Community Self-Determination Reauthorization Act is again at the jeopardy of being funded this year. This funding was extended for 1 year, as you recall, in 2007-08. The impact to Mendocino County is approximately $300,000 in Budget 3010 DOT. And then other state budget proposals, the state park closures, 48 of 278 state parks, impact unknown to local governments, if any. State budget proposal to add 1.25% surcharge on all California residential and commercial property insurance statewide. This proposal will be expected to yield $104 million in 2008-09 to fund programs for CAL FIRE, OES, and the National Guard. Impact unknown to the local governments, if any. And I just thought I might want to mention just those couple of impacts, because residually trickling down effects could happen with those.
Supervisor.
I just remind the public that the state just finished the agreement in the purchase of 3,000 acres of headwaters forest for $450 million. Now they're gonna close 48 state parks to save $14 million. With the state doing deals like that, it's a wonder they're not in the tank.
And just comment on the impact of secure rural schools. I believe that equates to about 8 teaching positions in the Covelo Potter Valley School District. So that also has a tremendous impact.
Yes, not to mention our schools, yes.
I
Okay.
got just a legal, there's a lot of talk in here of the state mandates. When the money's not there, shouldn't we just write the state a letter and say, any more folks, there's no such thing as a state mandate unless you send the money? I mean, like in Round Valley, for instance, how are they going to, they got these state mandates saying, well, you can't have any more than 20 students in the classroom, but yet they cut the money for the classroom. So how can you have a state, how can you be in compliance with a state mandate? And what's the consequence if you thumbs up to the state and say,